Grand Rising, everyone. Thanks for tuning Blaque in once again to Authentic Black Goddess TV. I'm your host, QueenAShakur, and this is your morning wake-up call. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so that you're notified each time Queen Goddess goes live. Okay, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at QueenAShakur. Please also make sure you follow the QueenAShakur fan page, and you can find me on Twitter at DGoddess27. Hello, RPM, Pride at Bentley, Sweet Great Mom, C Mommy Mac, Alabama King Rashad, KX, Fimma Bell, Howard, that guy from Texas, Pinky, Queen Candy J, Danielle, and Marcus is Black. Okay, Ray Love, I see you, Nicole, Desmond. Let's get into it, people. Now, before we go in on this disgusting pastor, let's talk about more recalls, people. And this is because of rat infestation. Okay? So nasty. So, y'all don't even want to see this picture. But it says rat infestation forces company to recall all of its produced food. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but pretty soon it looks like we're all going to have to start growing our own food. Because this is getting real ridiculous. All right. So a company had to recall all of the food that it makes due to rodents infestation. Bistack Enterprises Incorporated and Bistack Groceries Incorporated. They announced a massive food recall in Canada due to potential salmonella contamination caused by the rodent infestation. Now, the two companies recalled all the food they sold up to December the 29th. According to Food Safety News reports, they were sold in 2 provinces and may have been distributed to others. Now, that includes dry foods such as grains, beans, flour, grocery canned goods, fat and oils, drinks, meats, products, fish products, baked goods, spices, milk powder. Also nefarious. They said no one can tell if a product has salmonella since you can't taste it or smell it. So that's nasty. That is so nasty. But just so you all know, products like white sugar and flour and grits and things like that. Y'all do know that they bleach that stuff to keep the rats from eating it. Now I want you to pay attention. Because if the rats won't eat it, you should be asking yourself, why would you? I'm just curious. But anyway, I digress. Oh, so crazy. Now listen to this. This happened in Oklahoma. And just so you all know, the pastor who did this was Black. Okay? He was Black. And so anyway, Pastor Michael Todd, age 34, at Tulsa's Transformation Church, is being criticized for delivering a sermon on Sunday in which he rubbed his saliva on a parishioner's face. Who did he think he was? Jesus? You remember the story in the Bible where Jesus spat in the dirt, turned into mud, and then rubbed it on the man's eyes to bring back his sight? Clearly that's who he thought he was. But anyway. And so TMZ writes that the churchgoer on the receiving end of Todd's spit was reportedly his younger brother. Even so, the incident left many people from his congregation grossed out. And for good reason. A global pandemic is roughly the least ideal time to rub saliva onto anyone's face. How nasty is this? Now, the controversial moment came while Todd delivered a message about a vision from God, saying that a vision from God just might get nasty. So let me tell y'all something. Now, y'all remember just last week, I was telling y'all about these fake prophets going around here telling all these lies and stuff and brainwashing fools who are so gullible till they believe anything they say. This is the kind of stuff I was talking about. People going around here acting like they're Peter Popoff, talking about they have prophetic visions and supernatural experiences and they're so spiritual and all this and that. What y'all need to realize is spirituality, supernatural beings don't just come from the heavenly realms, okay? Some of them come from the demonic realms. So you have to really pay attention of whom you're listening to. Like when people are going around here talking about they got all these powers and stuff, and these people have illnesses that they can't even heal themselves of. What makes you think they can heal you? I'm just asking. Please make it all make sense. There are numerous false prophets going around just telling lies and getting people's money, grabbing bags of cash, and they're not doing anything for you. They're not doing anything for you. And even if it looks like they're doing something for you, usually that's just coincidence, just the way the universe works. And when they're telling you they can manifest things for you, honey, you can manifest anything for yourself. It all comes from your own mind, your own discipline, your own vision, your own thoughts and energy. You don't need anyone else to manifest things for you. And when people are going around here telling you all this foolish stuff, please don't believe the hype, okay? Because a lot of these people are just like Pastor Michael Todd, full of shites, lies, false prophets, and out here performing false miracles and trying to make people think that they need to pay for it. Okay? I'm just saying, making people think that you need to pay. Let me tell y'all something. See, here's the thing. If the Most High Creator gave me or any of you the power to be out here activating people's DNA, to be out here healing the sick, first of all, if you're going to heal people, why wouldn't you go to the hospitals where most of the sick people actually are? What about the little children with cancer up at St. Jude's? Why wouldn't you go to those places first? First of all. But second, if you're going to be out here activating people's DNA, the Most High gave you that gift to do so. Do you really think the Most High wants you profiting off of that? Out here charging Black folks to activate their melanin? That sounds like a whole cash grab and a fraud. So please wake up, people, before it's too late, lest you die in your sleep. But anyway, let me continue. That was just a word to the wise. But anyway, so Pastor Mike Todd, who leads the Transformation Congregation, said that God is saying, can you physically, spiritually, and emotionally be able to stand? This is what he asked the crowd. He says, this is where most people would not face Jesus anymore. What most people would do is just turn away. He probably also told them, if you ain't supernatural, this ain't for you. Just to make you foolishly believe the bullshit he was saying. Anyway, so after coughing, now listen to this filth. After coughing and spitting into his hand, Todd rubbed his hands together and smeared his saliva into his brother's face and eyes. And he said, and do you hear and see the responses of the people? This is what Todd said as he continued, and many people in the crowd shrieked in horror, as you can imagine, right? He says, what I'm telling you, how you just reacted to how the people in your life, if this is how the people in your life will react when God is doing what it takes for the miracle. Now, I want y'all to listen to this, because doesn't this all sound familiar? You see, when people who are false prophets start telling you some bullshit and telling you some dumb, stupid stuff that don't even make sense if you got common sense and critical thinking skills, they will start saying a bunch of bull crap to make you be convinced that they actually know what they're talking about. Anyway, I cannot. Let me continue. Michael Todd and his wife, Natalie, were appointed as the leaders of the Transformation Church in Tulsa in 2015. Now, Todd has published a few books and even dropped a handful of R&B infused gospel songs, no less. Woo, honey, he's getting his bags. Pay attention. Now, the Independent writes that Todd previously worked with Oklahoma's Governor Kevin Stitt, rhyming with Spitz, no less, to hold a statewide day of prayer to protect the state against stupid 19's pandemic. But yet, he put spit in somebody's face. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to show a video of a news report about this foolishness, because trust me, it is nothing but foolishness. Okay? Complete foolishness. I mean, I don't know how people just fall for this stuff. Like, you really have to be completely gullible. And that's just the fact. Now, I'm going to share my screen. Everyone, please get the lights up. Okay?
spit on a man's face is apologizing tonight. Thanks for joining us. I'm Scott Martin, in for Shay and Sarah tonight. We're going to show you a short clip of the video, and some of you may find it a bit disturbing. Yeah, this is the video we're talking about right here. This is video from the sermon Sunday. Pastor Michael Todd with Transformation Church was broadcasting live on the church's Facebook page. Just this afternoon, Todd issued a statement through a video he posted on Instagram.
It was disgusting. Like, that was gross. I want to validate everybody's feelings. That was a distraction to what I was really trying to do. I was really trying to make the word come alive.
Yeah, he released that not too long ago this afternoon. Fox 23's Amanda Gilbert shows us more of what happened and why the minister said he did it.
Jesus said, "You good, brother?"
During Sunday service, Pastor Michael Todd, who leads the Transformation Church in Bixby, decided to get literal. He said receiving vision from God might get nasty.
Now watch.
If we watch again, you'll see he coughed and spit into his right hand. He talks for a while about how trusting God is not always easy. Eventually, he rubs what's in his hand onto what he later says is his brother's face.
It's how you just reacted. It's how the people in your life will react when God is doing what it takes for the miracle.
This happened during a live event on the church's Facebook page, and people started to comment. Some said the message resonated with them. One person writing, "It was nasty but needed."
We want people who are desperate to be able to find hope, and I'm passionate about that, so much so that I try to do extreme things to help people get it. And yesterday it crossed the line.
It's a moment that's been shared on TikTok, Twitter, and Facebook. In Bixby, covering news that matters, I'm Amanda Gilbert, Fox 23 News.
Say what now? I think that may have been the most disgusting display of anything I ever saw. That was sick. That was my first time seeing that video, by the way. It was so disgusting. Now, I didn't know he did all that. Yes, it was beyond nasty. See, says I'm disgusted, and I am too. 6'3" soldiers saying pimps in the pulpit. Yes, absolutely. Okay, absolutely, honey. That's why I tell y'all. Some of this stuff that people do is so ridiculous. You would ask yourself, how can grown adults who consider themselves intellectuals fall for any offense? But alas, there's one born every minute, truly. Now, first of all, his brother's got to be completely crazy to even stand there and allow him to do that, brother or not. And then he said that was a distraction. He was trying to drive home his point. What point was he trying to drive home? What did any of that have to do with anything? It was just absolutely disgusting. And the fact that someone in the comments on their Facebook page said that it was nasty but needed, that lets you know how the depths of depravity some of these brainwashed people actually are. They will fall for anything, honey. And that's why these con artists and these frauds and scammers and hustlers and pimps in the pulpits and these false prophets who ain't prophesied nothing yet, that's why they go looking for religious people, especially Black Christians, because they know they can fool them. Now, these are some of the same people, the people they target. They're some of the same people who sit up watching TV and infomercials at 3 a.m. in the morning, and Peter Popoff pops up on the screen telling them to sow a seed of $253, $283, however much, right? And I want you to pay attention, because the thing about these scammers is they always, never fail, post fake testimonials. They post testimonials talking about, oh, so-and-so did what I told them to do. They went out to the mailbox and they had a check for $10,000. They got a new house. They got a better job. This is all lies and BS in the window. When people are telling you stuff like that, honey, it's just all part of the fraud. Okay, and like I told you before, people who go to prison for being frauds and scammers, the only thing they do while they're sitting in prison is practice and think of ways to legally commit their frauds. So the next time they scam somebody, they don't go back in prison. A lot of them start trying to preach. A lot of them act as though they're prophetesses and prophets and all of that. And they continue to be a plague upon the community, scamming people out of money, charging you for spirituality, and telling you that God, the Most High Creator, has given them downloads and gifts that they need to pass on to you, but for a small price. They're not going to give it to you for free. I'm sorry. If God gave me a gift and told me to come down here and give it to all the folk, I doubt that God would want me to charge for it. What if you didn't have any money? I'm just saying. So you're supposed to be left out? Y'all need to think twice. And whatever you do, beware of the pimps and the hustlers in the pulpits and on YouTube. Because there's plenty of them, as I've already exposed many of them. Young Pharaoh being the most recent. Okay? Anyway, yes, Asha Mama, false prophets. And like I said, here's the thing. If these so-called prophets really were predicting and prophesying anything, why haven't they told us anything about the pandemic? Or why haven't they told us who was going to die, if there was going to be a terrorist attack, or any of the things that I told you? I'm just curious. They've told you nothing. And at the end of the day, digital pork chop pastors his conscience. Yes. 6'3" Soldier says they take advantage of our spirituality big time. Yes, they do, because they know a lot of Black people are very religious and spiritual and, just get caught up and they use your gullibility. They use that, you being gullible, to their advantage to make money. I mean, that's all it's about. If it was all about love for their people and trying to each one teach one and trying to give you gifts that the Most High has given them, they would not be charging you, honey. Okay, that's what they wouldn't be doing. Now, they can charge you for some of their services. It's no problem with that. They can sell you things or whatever. People have to make their cash. But my whole thing is, honey, if you sitting here talking about the Most High done told you, or somebody done told you how to activate people's DNA and all that stuff, why would you be charging people for that? You should be doing that for Black folk just for free. Okay? So Black people can be their higher selves, their intellectual, higher conscious level of selves, so that we can no longer be oppressed and do what we're supposed to be here to do. But they're not going to do that because they lied and they hustling and pimping. And that's just what it is. And I don't care who's mad. I dare them to say something because we can get on a panel and have a whole discussion about it. But I guess they wouldn't want to do that. Now, would they? Because then they'd have to prove the lies that they tell. And I, on the other hand, would disprove everything they had to say. But anyway, with that all being said, G-Man says, yes, gullible, very. Brainwashing and indoctrination. Absolutely. Absolutely. And they can sit there and act like they want to deal with intelligent Black people. But let me tell you something. Hustlers, pimps, cons, and all of that stuff, scammers, frauds, they don't want intelligent Black people because they know intelligent Black people not going to fall for their BS. That's what they know. They need Black people who lack common sense and don't use and apply critical thinking skills and who don't bother to read or research. And if you pay attention to these people, they go around stealing real scholars' work, like myself. They go on my spiritual channel and steal the work that I have taught and then go and sell it to y'all in a webinar as if they came up with it themselves. But you know what? I'm going to put a stop to all that because from now on, I'm copyrighting everything I post on there. So let them try to steal something else. And let's just see how they get sued because I don't play those games, okay? Anyway, with that all being said, make sure you like and share the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click the notification bell and click the word all so that you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. And listen, I have one more live to do this morning. I'm going to be live in the next 10 minutes on the original QueenAShakur show. We need to talk about this video footage of this sheriff sitting there talking about kill this man. Now, they were chasing the man for whatever reason. And he was basically telling them to make sure you kill him. I guess he forgot his dash cam was on or whatever. He was being recorded. But anyway, we're going to talk about that. So everyone, please like and share. Don't forget to follow the Queen on Instagram at QueenAShakur. And also make sure you follow the QueenAShakur fan page. And you can find me on Twitter at DGoddess27. Peace.